Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news, so let's talk about a rumor that's buzzing around the NFL, one that could have some serious implications for the NFC East, and more specifically for the Washington Commanders. There's been speculation that Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb might be on the move and the potential landing spot. That's right, Washington. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Come on, really? Lamb to Washington? But hear me out, because the details behind this are pretty eye-opening and could reshape the division if it actually happens. First off, let's set the stage. The Cowboys are currently sitting at a 5-5 record, and their head coach, Jerry Jones, is not exactly in a good mood after a tough loss to the Houston Texans. That defeat left many fans and insiders questioning the team's direction, especially considering the high expectations Dallas had coming into the season. Lamb, who's been Dallas's top target, has been a bright spot, but even he might be caught in the crossfire of a team looking to shake things up. Rumors have it that Lamb is asking for an eye-popping $34 million per year, a huge figure that could be a sticking point for the Cowboys, especially if the team feels they need to retool or rebuild parts of their roster. Now, what's really interesting here is the proposal that's been floated around in NFL circles. Dallas might be open to trading Lamb, and the package on the table reportedly includes a second-round pick in 2026 plus a first-rounder in 2027. That's a hefty price, but given Lamb's production, 98 catches for 388 yards and 11 touchdowns in 2025, it's understandable why teams are willing to pay that premium. Lamb has been fantastic, especially when you look at his stats like 82 yards per route run, which leads the league, and a PFF grade of 94. 2, clearly showing how reliable and explosive he's been on the field. He's a game changer, and teams know that. But what makes this even more compelling for Washington fans is the projection of what Lamb could bring to the table if he lands in D.C. Imagine him paired with quarterback Jaden Daniels, who has been turning heads this season, transforming into a Justin Jefferson-type playmaker. The projection is that Lamb could surpass 600 yards receiving next year, giving Washington a serious aerial attack upgrade and pushing their offense from a mid-tier unit into a true top-8 threat in the league. That's the kind of weapon that could make a real difference in the NFC playoff picture, especially when you consider Washington's current offensive stats and the need for more explosive plays. Now, let's compare Lamb with Terry McLaurin, Washington's star receiver. While McLaurin is a proven leader and a reliable target, Lamb's separation stats, about 1 yards more than Terry, show he gets open more consistently. Plus, Lamb's contested catch rate is about 22% higher, meaning he's more clutch in tight coverage. Imagine a duo of Lamb and McLaurin on the field together. Defenses wouldn't know what hit them. It could unlock Washington's passing game in ways we've only dreamed of, especially with Jaden Daniels developing into a true star quarterback who can maximize the talent around him. And here's a fun twist. The odds of Dallas making it to the Super Bowl with Lamb have been slashed from plus 8,000 to plus 2,500. That's a huge shift, indicating that teams see Lamb as a real game changer, and if he makes his way to Washington, it could be the spark that takes the Commanders from good to great. A potent offense with Lamb would make Washington a serious playoff contender, and perhaps even a team that could challenge the NFC giants like Philadelphia and San Francisco more effectively. Now the big question is, how does this all play out? Will Dallas really trade Lamb? And if they do, will Washington be the team to pounce? Right now, it's all just speculation, but the signs are pointing toward a possible shakeup in the NFC East. The Cowboys are at a crossroads. They've got a talented roster, but are facing internal frustrations and a high-priced receiver who might be better suited elsewhere. For Washington, this could be an opportunity to significantly upgrade their passing game, especially if they can pull off a deal that doesn't break the bank or cost too many future assets. What makes this even more interesting is the overall trajectory of the Washington Commanders. The team has been steadily building, showing flashes of the potential that could make them a serious playoff threat in the near future. With Jadon Daniels evolving into a franchise quarterback, the addition of a premier receiver like Lamb could elevate the offense to a whole new level. It's about creating that perfect storm, an elite quarterback, a dynamic wideout, and a solid offensive line that can take Washington deep into the postseason. And let's not forget the other side of the coin, how this affects the NFC East as a whole. The Eagles are still the team to beat, but if Washington manages to bring in a player like Lamb, they could close the gap significantly. The Cowboys, on the other hand, might be forced to rethink their strategy if they decide that parting ways with Lamb is the best move for their future. It's a chess match, and the next few weeks could be critical in determining whether this rumor turns into reality. For us, the fans, this is the kind of drama we live for. The NFL is always full of surprises, and the NFC East is no exception. We've seen trades and big moves shake up the landscape before, but a potential Lamb to Washington deal? That's a game changer. Imagine the headlines, the fireworks on the field, and the renewed hope among the fan base. It's exciting to think about, and honestly, it's the kind of move that could redefine the division, especially if it helps Washington finally take that next step toward a Super Bowl. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering about the timing, and if this is just wishful thinking. Well, the NFL trade deadline isn't too far off, and the offseason always brings surprises. But what's clear is that both Dallas and Washington are at pivotal points. Dallas trying to shake off recent setbacks and retool, and Washington aiming to capitalize on their rising talent and push into real contention. If Lamb becomes available and Washington's front office pulls the trigger, it would send shockwaves through the NFC East and the entire league. The bottom line is, we should keep a close eye on this story. The NFL offseason is always filled with surprises, and rumors like this have a way of turning into reality. Whether it's a trade or just a lot of smoke, one thing is for sure. Washington fans should be excited about the possibility of adding a talent like CeeDee Lamb to their roster. It could be the key piece that helps them finally crack the playoff code and maybe, just maybe, bring that Super Bowl trophy back to the nation's capital. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Lamb will end up in DC, and if so, how much of a difference could he make for this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the Commanders, and we love to hear what you're thinking. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news. This offseason could be just the beginning of something special, and I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next. Let's keep the passion alive, and as always, hail to the Commanders.